Hello, here I am again, talking about the Ghost, another yet video for the Ghost. This one's on mold making. I went a little bit into mold making, I believe. So, anyway, so basically, I'm going to be making mold boxes for these. Other than the straightforward flat molds, which you just, glue all the parts to a flat piece and then put a border around the edge and pour the rubber. These will be a little more complex. And what I use to make the molds is, again, the PVC board stuff. It's a little piece of it. It's about 1/4 inch thick PVC board for doing this type of box. A lot of people will, clay it in, do a fiberglass or plaster jacket. I'm terrible at doing it that way, so I figured out my own way of doing it. That is basically to make a box that's shaped like the part, and then pour it up and be done with it, instead of spending 3 days on one mold, which is nothing wrong with that if you can do it, but I'm lazy. So I'll make these boxes that kind of have the same shape as the part. This one I made yesterday, as you can see, PVC plastic. These are the side walls of the Ghost, which I glued in there. This box I'll keep after I mold it. Nope, I'll keep the box after I mold it and pop the rubber out and use it as, well, my mold box here. So yeah, this is the first one. So I'll also do the same thing with these parts here. Obviously if there's holes, like for the landing gear doors, you have to plug them up so this is really super thin plastic, so it'll act as a separator, and it shouldn't affect the part too much. You just pop it with your finger, when you get your castings. So so that's the important thing, is to cover up any hole that you possibly have. These will be molded straight up like that, flat, and build the box, the shape around it on all these pieces. The top will be a little more difficult. It'll be a 2-piece mold as well. I call these pita bread molds. Basically, you pour it, it'll be like this, of course, and you just sort of pour it in and open the mold like this a little bit, maybe slice one side, open it up like that and pull it out, seal it up. The less many cuts and openings you have, separation points you have, the better. So this one, I'll glue little pieces of plastic table legs, which I'll show you in the video here next. So we'll do that next. All right, that's it. No, that's not it. Hot glue guns. Hot glue guns take forever to heat up, but my wife got me this one from Home Depot, DeWalt, and it's the shit, because it heats up in like 30 seconds. It's ready to go, maybe 25 seconds. So that's what I like about it. It's really fast. Not like waiting 10 minutes or something for those cheap ass ones. Who needs it? Life's short, got a job to do. So yeah, I definitely recommend getting this DeWalt one. Unless you got one that's faster, then that's cool too. Whatever works best for you. So thought I'd share that with you. Okay, now we're done. See ya. Before I mold this thing, since I'm molding it on its side, what I've done is I've drilled holes through, so it comes to the other side, but they're very small holes. So when I pour the rubber in, it'll seep underneath, and these holes will act as vents also to let the rubber come through, so no big bubbles will show up here on the rubber. And it works pretty good, actually. So that's one thing you want to do if you're going to mold something the way I'm doing it. Okay, this is how I do my one-piece molds, because I'm not good at claying up, and it takes too long to do it, and it takes 2 days to make one mold, which I don't care for. But what I do is this. See these little legs here? I call them table feet. All the way around the model. This will allow a gap because I pour it like that. I put it in the box. This is made out of PVC board, which will be used for the mold, even after it's poured and everything like that. I mount it like this, and then more foam core here. That's right, this is made of foam. This bottom is made of foam core, by the way, so I can pull it loose. Mount like that, pour it in like that, and then cut the mold open. Now this pencil line I put on here is my cut line. You follow this cut line, this will transfer over to the rubber, this line here. So I don't know if you can see it, there you go. It'll transfer over to the rubber, and so you'll know where to cut the mold open. When you cut the mold open, you get 2 pieces. I like doing it this way because, this will be good for about 30 pulls, and you're going to make a new one, and then I don't want to spend a lot of time having to go through the whole claying or fiberglass jackets and all that kind of stuff, which I don't have room to do fiberglass jackets or, you know, stone jackets for that matter. Just take up a lot of space. Just good for small parts. That's why I don't do huge mounts. If I did huge ones, then obviously I have somebody else do it. So anyways, that's how I make my one-piece molds, so you can see how I do it. Here's one mold that's already been done. Kind of shows how I do it. These are the side top pieces of the Ghost. These are, again, hard plastic, all in here to save on rubber, put in these walls. This is foam core, which will be pulled loose after it's all done, and then it'll be poured that way. And gives it a nice sturdy support to the mold itself. So anyways, get back to work and finish these things off. Bye bye. Okay, here's the mega box. So you can see how I made this all out of plastic, how it's shaped and everything. It's shaped like this for these parts here. See? So it'll fit right over that. Like so. Thus giving enough room to pour it in, all the rubber in, and still has enough space. And again, these boxes can be reused over and over again. I want to make all new boxes. Probably get about 5 sessions out of this. In other words, 5 mold pills. Or get so full of resin that I can't use them anymore. That's not bad. So that's it for now, and I guess we'll talk later. Bye. Well, here's mold number 2 of the outer hull. It came out pretty good. But, in case you're wondering what parts they were, they're these 2 pieces, the outside pieces of the top. And this is how I made the mold. You can see this is the box for it, which I use over and over again. Big heavy-duty rubber bands to hold it tight, which works. And then the mold itself, generally sliced down one side, because once you get one out, the mold becomes flexible enough to pull the other one out without slicing it. Because when you slice it, it just gets more prone to leaks as time goes on. So a little flashing in here to clean up, cut out, so it'll make it easier to pull out. And yeah, this one came out good too. Now the big beast. This will probably use a gallon of rubber here for it. Both bottom pieces are in there. So just waiting for the rubber to come in, which will be Monday or Tuesday, I'm not sure yet. And then I'll start casting them up. I'll start casting this one and the top piece I just showed you probably today. It's always exciting to see how the first castings come out. And that's it for now. So I'll talk to you later. Okay, we've opened the mold now, big hunk of rubber, and now we cut it open. I'm going to bring the camera closer so you can see it. What I do is you can see the line there, the pencil line that transferred over from this piece here. And now we just start cutting and cutting. It won't be a pretty line, which is fine because you need the fact that it's not cut real perfect acts as key points. So, which holds the mold in place. Because it was super smooth all the way around, it would slide around when you put the resin in. So this will help. Basically, I'll just go around the whole thing like this and start cutting it out. You know, I'm a little probably above the line a little bit because I'm trying to cut at an angle this way. That way, kind of, the resin will stay in there better. If I cut the other way, then the resin can run out more and get a bubble. There'll probably be bubbles around the edges anyways on the castings, but that's fine because it's all inside underneath something. So anyways, I'll show you how it looks when it's done. Well, mold number 1 came out pretty good for a big ass mold. There's a little flashing right here that has to be trimmed, you know, because no matter how fine you build stuff, the rubber will find a way to get inside the cracks and stuff. So all these edges will be smoothed out a little bit, you know, cut with scissors. And that's the inner mold. This is the outer mold. As you can see, it still has the little little bleeder things like they have on tires. I don't know if you can see them. See, I'll cut those off, of course. And but all in all, it came out pretty darn good. Also, there'll be some little flashing stuff I'll have to trim out inside here. You know, that might have gotten one underneath some of the plastic plating, which does happen, by the way, quite a bit. So that's a real easy fix. All in all, this came out pretty damn good. All right, bye.